Are you ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly? Joe Rossano's Orioles Report with Michael Sullivan is next. Welcome to Joe Rossano's Orioles Report, where if it's good, we say it. If it's bad, we say it. If it's ugly, we say it. And with that being said, what say you, Michael Sullivan? Kick us off.
Well, you start every one of our podcasts together with saying we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think there's no better place to talk about those three things because they're examples of each one of them in this gigantic group of players that the Orioles have on their 40-man roster who play first base and the outfield. And just to put it in perspective, at first base, so this is just, run down who the heck we have. And then we talk a little bit about each of them or what the heck we do with them. Because at first base, we got Pete Alonso, Kobe Mayo, Ryan Mountcastle. Plus, they say that occasionally when they're not catching, Basayo may play first base. Rutschman might occasionally play first base. In the outfield, we got Beavers, Cowser, O'Neill, Ward, the forgotten man, Heston Kjerstad, and a couple other guys on the roster as well. Leody Taveras, who has major league experience and plays some center field. And then a guy who hasn't yet cracked the majors, Reed Trimble, who has really been pretty impressive at pretty much every level of the minor leagues. He just hasn't gotten the taste of the majors yet. So you take a look at that and you got 12 guys. They're not all going to be on the roster. So Joe, out of those guys, who goes? Who do you want to get rid of? If you could, and if you could get something for him.
Get rid of, so far as trade?
Yeah.
I would have traded Heston Kjerstad in 2023. This was before, anything bad happened to him. I'm talking like when he was a high level prospect. I always get back to 2023. I just something wrong with me. I would have traded Heston Kjerstad then for a good starting pitcher for the playoff run, but that's scorched earth now. If Heston Kjerstad were healthy, I mean, quite frankly, I have no idea. Okay. And a guy who's like you do, who knows the Orioles, I have no idea what the status of Heston Kjerstad is right now. So I'm talking like his health status, his status. And we know he's on the 40-man roster, but will he ever play again? I mean, they're not much for giving an update on that. Tavares, I mean, for what? For what? Guess, and you know me, Michael, I always come at you with experience, postseason experience. And I don't see where he's necessary. I mean, if we're talking about the outfield, Cowser's going to play in center field, I would imagine, every day. Okay, Taylor Ward against right-handed and left-handed pitching, I say he plays every day. And I think that there's some type of Renicky Lowenstein, Earl Weaver platoon in right field with Beavers and Tyler O'Neill.
I think
that is what
I think that's
it
pretty
looks
logical.
like.
With regards to Kjerstad, they gave him an extended shot at the beginning of last year. Played 54 games, part of the season.
Yeah.
And he didn't hit, and he went down, and he got hurt, and he didn't hit in AAA. So, his value obviously as trade chip is, it might be nothing. But, and like you, sure, in hindsight, if they traded him in 2023 when he was at the peak of his minor league performance, they could have gotten something substantial for him. But I suspect there's still somebody out there who's going to say, this guy's 26 years old and he raked in the minor leagues for a very long time. And, he's worth something to someone. My guess would be that might be either a relief arm of some sort or as part of a package for something else. Leody Taveras, I hate to say that what I hear and what I read is that they might be inclined to keep him around because he can play center field and he can't hit. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't mention him on this list. Is his name? Who was the guy? Jackson last year who came up? Jeremiah, who played some.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I forgot all about him.
Played some outfield and some infield.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was a
So
shortstop in the
yeah,
minor
hell yeah.
leagues, but
And they're talking
what
about
we're
him
gonna do
maybe
with
being
Gunnar.
a utility guy. I mean, but he came up and, the dude hit 274 with 5 home runs in 48 games. He played a couple infield positions and they even played him in the outfield. I think they even played him in center a little bit, even though he had never played it. And I thought he acquitted himself well. So, I'd be far more inclined to keep Jeremiah Jackson around to play center field than Leody Taveras, who has proven over multiple seasons in the major leagues that he can't hit in the major leagues. Like, um, I'm just not a fan of keeping those guys around who have just proven again and again and again that they can't hit. Like Jorge Mateo, good riddance, he's gone. Dude can't hit, and you can't steal first base. And so, that's no great loss. But, I could see Jeremiah Jackson sticking to be both infield depth and maybe some outfield depth. And then there's a guy, that we haven't talked about for a while, but he's on the roster, and that's, Reed Trimble, man.
Mm,
He was a second round
seems to
pick.
be your guy. You bring him up all the time.
I
I
don't know,
like him
man.
too.
It's like you have a guy who's played well pretty much at every level of the minor
Mhm,
leagues. He's
you bet.
athletic. I feel like, and I know you, Joe, a lot of times you're like veterans, veterans, veterans. Sometimes I'm like, could we just have a young guy rather than some, veteran flunky like Leody Taveras?
Yeah, 100%.
Sitting on the bench?
Jeremiah Jackson, I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
What a and you know what? In the minor leagues before he came up, he had like 15 home runs.
Yeah.
What he did is actually, to anyone who's followed his career, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. I wanted to touch one more time on Heston Kjerstad.
Okay.
Now, we know that when he went to the minor leagues, he was shut down. Okay. He has two things: the concussion. We don't know the level of that because the Orioles front office is forcing us to speculate. And he also had, I think I'm saying this right, myocarditis. Again,
Myocarditis. Yeah.
I'm going to I'm I'm going to get the proper pronunciation of that. They're whispering in my ear here. Myocarditis. Myocarditis. So, here we go. Now, what myocarditis is, it is a heart disease, okay? And what it is, inflammation of the heart muscle that weakens its pumping ability. So, it often causes fatigue. So, is it all right? Again, we got to speculate here because they won't tell us anything, okay? Is it the concussion or is it the the heart condition that he battled earlier on in life? Of course, I wish him all the best. Love to have him back, but I wonder, and I really do. Will we see Heston Kjerstad ever again?
I
I
don't know if
hope
we're going to
so.
see him here. And the thing about that myocarditis that he had, Joe, was I believe he contracted it as a complication of COVID. And
Of what?
that slowed him in beginning his minor league career with the Orioles. So
Okay,
even though he was, drafted, oh boy, when was he drafted? 21?
21,
I'm looking. 2017, 2020. He was
2020.
drafted in 2020 by the Orioles, and, you know, he didn't really play at all in the minors until 2022 because it took
Right.
him that long to get over the myocarditis. And, you
Jesus.
know, the only thing you can say about him in the minor leagues is even with a stint last year where he kind of stuck it up, the dude is like a 290 hitter with pretty prodigious power in the minor.
Goodness. You bet.
And
You bet.
I just don't think that I mean, so 2020, I guess so Elias picked him. And I don't think Elias is
Mhm.
ready to I don't think Elias likes to give up on guys that he picked. So like he traded Grayson, but he didn't pick Grayson. Grayson wasn't his guy, you know?
Man,
He's
these
like,
guys.
okay, that's the old regime. This dude can't,
Mhm,
hasn't pitched a full season the entire time that he's been
mhm.
here. He's fragile, you know, and we're gonna try to win now. We're gonna get somebody who we know can pitch some innings, and you're gone. But Kjerstad, it is an Elias guy, and so I got a feeling we're gonna see him if he's healthy, right? Because who knows? Like you said, it's not like the Orioles are sharing a lot of information. But if he's healthy, I think they're probably going to give him every chance this spring to showcase him, either for a trade or to figure out whether he's a piece that can help them this year.
I couldn't agree more. Now, Michael, I'm chomping at the bit. So if you can work with your pal Joe here.
Yeah.
First base, Pete Alonso is going to play the bulk of first base. Okay. And then when he's not, in most cases, I say he's the DH, which is then going to take that DH role away when he doesn't play first base. But as you touched on, Mountcastle, I can't say his name without using the words, what a shame. Mountcastle, Mayo, Basayo, as you said, and possibly even Rutschman, kind of a Joe Mauer type of thing. So, so he doesn't coop out earlier in his career. Uh, let's talk about Ryan Mountcastle, Kobe Mayo, if we could, Michael.
Yeah.
Ryan Mountcastle, I wished, you know what I want? Because, I could have managed the Orioles. I could have been a GM. I could have been a super agent, Michael. I'm that smart, okay? I wished I could talk to Ryan Mountcastle, like in my office, one-on-one, have him sit down. Because I would ask him, by golly, Ryan, look, we like you here. What happened, sir? What happened? The only thing I can think that happened to Ryan Mountcastle is he is just not selective. He swings at every single pitch.
Let's role play for a second.
Kobe,
Let's role play for a second, Joe. Since you're the
role
GM,
play me.
I'm Ryan Mountcastle. I'm sitting in your office. What do you want to say to me?
You bet. I would say just what I said. Hey, Ryan, look, we like Ryan Mountcastle. Wow, what a ball player! You're defensively, you shined. You're a Gold Glover as far as we're all here concerned. Ryan, you went from 33 home runs when you came up, and you've steadily declined. And I'm very surprised, Ryan. And can you point to something that maybe are you not feeling well? Do you need your batting stance problem? Again, we didn't want to go out and get Pete Alonso, quite frankly. We wanted Ryan Mountcastle, and unfortunately, Ryan, you forced our hand. And
Well,
I'm dying to see what he says. All
respectfully,
right, go
Joe.
ahead. Are you Ryan Mountcastle? What are you going to tell me?
Yeah.
Talk to my agent and let me
I'm
out of your
Ryan.
office?
I'm Ryan Mountcastle, Joe. Respectfully, it's tough to take you seriously, GM, with you wearing whatever the hell that necklace is around your neck. And I'm just saying it makes me difficult to take you seriously. But
That's what they
also,
wore in
why the hell
2012.
did you guys make the fence out in left field 28 feet high and move it 30 feet back? You all messed with my head with that fence. I'm going up there thinking, my God, what do I have to do to hit the ball over that fence? So did I get more? Did I maybe lose my selectivity? Yeah. Did I try to maybe hit for power in situations that I shouldn't have? Yeah. But you know what? I blame you. Anyway, that's
So
my answer as Ryan Mountcastle.
I just have one more thing. Ryan, you're a Major League Baseball player. Really? That was it? That wall that we put out there so our pitching staff wouldn't be 5.84 anymore? That is why your power declined? Or what about 2020? What about 2021? So, all right, we can move on. Kobe Mayo, okay, in September, okay, when he had regular playing time, Michael, I don't see where the young man went wrong.
He
I
had
mean, getting a
when he
Pete
had regular
Alonso,
playing time.
fine, that's a no-brainer, but was he that bad?
No, in August, he was bad. In September, he was
Okay.
good. And do I think he
Yeah.
figured something out? Yeah, I do. But like you said, Pete Alonso has played 160 or 162 games a year every year for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
He is not going to be on the bench much. And if you're telling me that when he is on the bench, he's going to DH most of the time, and you have Basayo and Rutschman who, they're going to want to give some breaks, and those breaks are going to be as DH or first base. I just don't see where they have room to get Kobe Mayo at bats this year. Like, I wish they could, but if you went and got Pete Alonso, you really took away the chances for him to have significant at bats this year. And so that's why I
Not
think
any.
Kobe Mayo is a trade chip, one they could regret
It
trading.
has to be.
But if you have Pete Alonso and he's productive for even 3 or 4 years of the contract you signed him to, you're not going to like be broken up about the fact that Kobe Mayo is gone, because I think he's probably still going to be a good major league player. I just don't see how he has a spot in this lineup this year.
They gave Ryan Mountcastle a contract this year, and I think, does he have a contract next year, or is it a player option? Is it a mutual option?
No,
Do you recall?
he accepted what I believe is called the qualifying offer that the Orioles made, and the qualifying offer is going to pay him $7 million. So
Okay.
I'm like, what team wants to take on a $7
But it
million
goes beyond
salary?
2027, right?
No, that's for this year.
No, but I thought there was a player option, or a, let me see if I can look that one up. I really thought that something happened there. Ryan Mountcastle, 1 year, $6.7 million contract, Baltimore Orioles for 2026, which includes a $7.5 million club option with escalators. Okay, so yeah, the club's in control next year.
Yeah,
All right, yeah. So,
which basically
at
means
the
it's a 1 year,
day,
right? But basically means it's a 1 year deal.
yeah,
But
and
my
he's cheap.
issue with that is, how are you going to trade him? He's if you trade him, some team's on the hook for $7 million for a guy that hit 7 home runs last year. I
I,
mean, they're not trading Ryan Mountcastle unless they send money with him.
I mean, another thing I would say to Ryan, well, we moved the wall back in, and you only hit 7 home runs.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Michael, as always, and I'm sure you agree, that we greatly appreciate everyone who joins in to see us. And that is the brilliant Michael Sullivan, me, Joe Rossano, Joe Rossano's Orioles Report, again with Michael Sullivan. We do appreciate you hanging out, O's fans. As always, God bless you. Please do not forget to adopt a pet. Please like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of Joe Rossano's Orioles Report with the brilliant Michael Sullivan. Again, God bless you, folks, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.